Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing okay. Just getting my board set up here. All right. Well, I hope everyone is having a good day. Everyone is safe. Okay. Well, good morning, Cordelia. Were you hovering? You were hovering, weren't you? All right. So today, you saw that big stack. That's all the die cutting that we did. Sarah, did she's okay? Yes, you were. Okay. Well, that's good. So we are going to be creating some projects. I'm not quite sure how far we'll get. Featuring the Scrappy Tales Good Fortune collection. And we're going to start off with not that one. If you want, you can go back through my channel. I did do a flip through of this collection. So we're going to kind of start off, I don't want to say simple, but easier. We're going to be featuring our A7 bamboo. And we're going to make a 5x7 card, and then this adorable panda. This was free if you spent $150, but it's an adorable little panda. Oh yes, too cute. Yes, and we're going to have him sitting within the bamboo, like right down in here. But we're going to have some fun with it. So I did take care of all the die cutting first, and I will make sure to link to Sabrina's shop. She's got all kinds of wonderful things in there as usual, and also her Facebook group. What she has started doing, which is great because she is all about paper piecing when it comes to all of these little pieces that I keep my fingers crossed and hope I don't lose. But she is just all about the paper piecing when it comes to die cutting. So you can use solid cardstock, you can use pattern paper, whatever it is you would want to use to create your image out of her dies. And she's also got, I mean, she thinks of everything. So it's not just this bear. Let me take this out so you can see it just a little bit. You know, it's not just the panda, but it's all the layers to the panda to create that. Um, so if you are a member of her Facebook group, she is doing the die cutting templates to show you what goes where on the piece. I like to wing it. Yes. I mean, they're pretty much self-explanatory, but you'll see with others that I've die cut, I just dumped them into the pot. So we're going to have fun mixing and matching them. So, yeah. So that's what we've got. And they are, again, available through her Facebook group. And you want to make she, please keep in mind that I'm going to pull out a lot of Distress Oxide, so that they are for your use. Try not to give them away or anything like that. Let's see here. I think I want that one. I think I want that one. Oh yeah, so we've got all kinds of colors going on here. And now I can't get my drawer back in place. I always pull this drawer out. Okay, hang on. There we go. Sorry if that was shaking the camera. All right, so first I'm going to create my background. And hopefully this will come out the way I'm thinking it should. All right, let's start with our yellow. And I'm going to create like an arch. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, Linda. How are you guys doing? My die cutting machine was a little upset with me. That's normal though. I have a love-hate relationship with my die cutting machines. They love me. I know they do. I know they do. But I definitely put them to work. Absolutely put them to work. All right, and I think the next, let's come in with barn door. I don't know how dark that is, but we'll see. And I just put my hand in it. So yeah, lots of die cutting today. But I do enjoy die cutting. I am big with die cutting. I think they're like puzzles. For me. Because again, even though you just never know what you're going to come out with. All right, now we're going to come in with blue. Good morning, Gina. How are you? All right, now let's see. I want to clean that up real quick. Before I put the blue down. Broke out the glass mat. And I think what will be great is take that right up. Something is on this brush. There we go. Whenever you do your ink blending like that, you just want to make sure that it's light colors so that you don't get that mud. And then our final, because this is going to sit behind our bamboo. But I did want to have this vibrant background that just sits there. Not worried about a perfect blend. This is the beauty of a glass mat. I will say that. Beauty of a glass mat. And if I grab one of those, this is what we're going to get. And I'll trim off that side. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get these layered up. Oh, wonderful. You're doing great, Gina. That's awesome. Now, I've been slowly trying to get caught up. So I've die cut this 3 times because this is a pretty thin cardstock. It's by Recollections. It's their 65-pound. I just love some of the colors that they have in that 65-pound range. Get those out of my way. So I tripled it. Absolutely tripled it. I'm going to try to clean as I go. I get asked a lot when it comes to any blending brush. I keep the caps for my oxides. And I should keep the caps when it comes to my dyes, but I don't. But I do have one for my distress inks and then another set for my, I have one set for the oxides and then I have another one for my just regular inks, whether it's distress, my Simon Says, because I don't want those two to mix. And you really don't need one for every color, or color family, I should say. Could you imagine if we had one for every color? Slowly thinking here. Oh, don't drop that. My hand's doing a little bit of yoga. All right, now let's get this layered up. I just wiggle it on there. And, and now we'll do that one more time. So the Good Fortune collection is her spring release. And then we have our last one. And by layering this up, it just makes it a little more sturdy. Just gives it some weight. I'm just going to put pressure down on that. Because we're going to get this on here. And then, so that's what we're going to see coming through that. Flow. Really? National Public Radio? That's funny. You are funny. Holly, how are you doing? Teresa. All right. So hopefully it's dry. Let's just go with it, right? Let's just go with it. So I always make sure that there is more glue along my edge. And then I'm just going to dot up this. Because I'm not going to weave anything. Usually I always try to weave something. It's a form of interaction. But for this case, nope, not going to do it. Okay. All right. All right. We'll just put the hand in the glue. And I'm just going to match up one corner. And I always cut the back just a little bit bigger. And we're going to press down. Not worried about too much. If any glue comes out, it dries clear. It dries clear. And I'm going to just clean off the edge so that I can cut that a little bit better. All right, long shears. Favorite scissors ever. And if you notice, I take my shears on an angle and just cut along the line. That helps me to not cut into our die cut that we just did. All right, there is our panel. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more green to this. And I'm going to do that with an oxide. I'm not quite sure. Am I going to do that with peeled paint? Mowed lawn. Let's do it with mowed lawn. Why not? And I'm just going to go around the edge. Just to give it that highlight. And I'm just going over the top. And if I get onto my background, I'm okay with that. Because you can see I did that just a little bit down here. And I'm good with that. I'm good with it. Lisa, hello. Welcome. Anthony. I believe I will be able to definitely get through 2. And then I think the last one, I'll talk about it. We'll probably be doing something else. I don't think I'll be able to get through that. I came up with this idea. All right, so there is our background. We can get this up onto our card base. It is, again, a 5x7 card base. And we'll just let this hang out there. I'm going to pull in my trimmers again. I think I'm going to do this in 2 layers. Again, just taking the scissors on an angle. And that's all we had to do. Oh my. All right. Yeah, I'm not a red velvet fan either. Chocolate. Let's just go with chocolate. Let's get, we're just going to keep these pieces in here because we do have pieces that we are going to set up onto our bamboo background tweezers. Tweezers are your friend. You have many of them. And you could just leave these alone. You could use, if you have markers, you could just use those. And remember, I only put glue down on the bamboo shoots themselves. And I did that so that the leaves, or these shoots, you can see the 2 different colors coming out. The top one will hold everything down and keep it in place. So we're just getting those different colors. See, it's like a puzzle. But if you are, which I'm sure you are, a fan of Scrappy Tales, just to see how all of these pieces they just come to life. Again, being a member of her Facebook group, so many beautiful creations. She does provide the layering layout. But again, please don't share them outside. So you can get those steps to know where each piece goes. Which I'm sure will help. It's something that everyone's been asking for, and she finally did it. I don't know how she had the time, but she did it. She did it. All right, and we just have this one here. And we have one more. And I just gotta find that piece. Is this one it? Nope. Is this one it? Yes. I don't know how else to die cut them. and get them laid out to save time to figure some of them out. But that's why I just go with it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this looks good here. I probably make Sabrina cringe. All right, and here's our base. So I die cut that. We're going to set this aside. So here's my base for the little guy. And I die cut this from white. And then all of the accent pieces are in black and gray and all kinds of different colors. And that's just going to make him a little more sturdy. Y'all are making me hungry. Very hungry. Hello, Maddie. How are you feeling? I hope you're doing well. All right. Now, here is where I do like to lay out some things because I just want to see what's going to go where. Sometimes I start putting pieces down and then realize, okay, well, now that should have gone down first or that should have gone down last. And I know that's going to go there. And this one's going to go here. And you can actually see how this piece is just going to come together. And then this piece goes there. That piece, all right, so those go down first. And we've got the little feet, we've got the ears. I'm going to need my other glasses. Okay, so let's get, here we go. Let's get our little hands down. And while a set of tweezers are your best friends, so is a picker-upper tool. That's what we'll call it, a picker-upper tool. She gives you the lines. So again, it's just got that puzzle feel. All right, let's put, now I know they're in here somewhere. I'm going to put the ears on. Where's that nose? I'm just saying. It's like the pieces get smaller as you keep going. There's his nose. She even has, did I? Okay, no, I know it was in here. Ha, okay. She even has the little eyebrows. I think this one's going to go right here. It's not going to come off of my picker-upper tool. There we go. Now, you could certainly use a fine liner for this. I may have switched, but that's okay. Okay. Let's get our bamboo shoot on. And that's just going to butt right up against. Just like that. Again, I'm just going to line them up. Let's get these feet on before I lose them. Just put my hand in the glue. All right, then she's got, I'm going to put, there's another piece that I'm going to put on top of this. And I think I'm going to put that like that. And we'll put that one like that. And now we have the top part, which again, I'm okay with the glue. So see, now we can see the pads of the feet, and they have a little bit of dimension, which I think is cute. Let's get our eyes in. That one. And that one. Okay, now I am going to come in with a gel pen because I lost one of the white eyes. I was doing so good. Every time. I lose a piece every time. Okay, that's right. That's why we have white gel pens, right? Again, I'm going to start it on my finger, always the ring finger. And we're going to, I need my close-up glasses for that. Yeah. Okay. And then I am just going to tap around the edge of where the white should have gone. As long as I can see it. And remember, with a, here we go. With the gel pen, you don't want to put so much pressure. That's what stops it. You want to let it flow. So a light touch. So by tapping that, we can have that. Now I'm going to grab, I need a fine liner. That is not a fine liner. That is... Hang on, you guys. guys know I have my fine liners. Let's see. Now this is a fine liner. And I want to put she even gives the indentation for the mouth. So your fine liner would just go right into that crevice. All right. Our little panda. Too cute. Too cute. And he is just going to sit right here. I want him just to hang out right there. And do I want to prop him up? Oh, we've got a good amount of thickness. No, I'm just going to put him straight down. So I'm not sure where he's going to hit. So we're just going to make sure we've got glue all over. And I just want to put him in between those branches there. And there we go. That is our first card. Very serene. Very calming, I think. But he is absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. All right. One down. Let's see. So, Anthony, you have in caps, you have, where's the thing? Okay. You have no idea how much I look forward to hearing your laugh on Sunday morning. Yeah, because you can't help but laugh. I was doing really well, Maddie, until I got to the eyes. That's why I do love a container. When it comes to die cutting, especially any die cutting, really, for me, containers or bags. Now, if there's not real tiny pieces, I'll put them in bags. Like I keep a box of sandwich bags and I'll just keep on, putting those pieces in there and then I put it on top of the die so I know what it is. I'm just, just saying. But for these dies, yeah, I do like to have the container, mainly because they won't stick to the bag and I won't think it's dust. There's a reason why it's in there, but somehow I think when I pulled this out, probably one flew out for the eyes. But yeah, black liner, fine liner, white jelly roll, voom, it just helps. It really does help. Okay. But yeah, I do love containers, whether they're, the closed up ones. And with small pieces, I do like one that closes up. And I keep my die cut pieces, my extra ones, because I always die cut more. So like these greens, I keep those. I put them in my pot with all my other die cuts because they can be added to something. These, no. See, there's one. There's one of the eyes right there. I just keep finding the other one. So yeah, I always have a fan going on in my room. It's an overhead fan, so yeah, it's not like, you know 30-mile-an-hour winds there, but anything can happen. All right, let's set that one aside. So this one, yeah, see, lots of pieces for this one. We're gonna do another 5x7 card, and I am going to attempt yeah, attempt to make it interactive in some way. And I'm going to do that using the Pear Blossom Press Snap and Spin. I don't know if I'm going to use the washer because they add weight so that it'll really spin, but I think that would be cool. I'm also going to use this die by Trinity, but I believe it sits in Pear Blossom Press as well. And it's got all kinds of different movements and shapes and all of that. But the piece that's going to move across, if it was a lily pad, that'd be cool. But I actually want one of the fish to move. Or maybe I will do a lily pad. I don't know. Because I really do like this one, and it sits really well right there. So you can see like the lily pad just going to town. So this is the first time that I'm using these. Oh, have a good one, Teresa. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, let me get my close-up glasses off because I have to get really close. Okay, so maybe, this is upside down. Maybe, I only knew that because of those. So we have all of these wonderful pieces, and I'm not going to do any ink blending. The only, okay, so I shouldn't have said it that way. The only ink blending I'm going to do is to the outer rim of the pond. All right, but we have all of these lily pads and everything else. And what I'm also going to use is her stamp set with these beautiful koi fish. I'm going to stamp both of them out because she also, with this, has this is the die. So it's a 5x7 die, and then these are all the pieces. And then that's what it could look like. And that is called the pond cover. And then here, not only does she have the stamp, of course, she's got the coordinating dies, but she also has the stencils. And the stencils match up to the koi fish and these lily pads here. Well, okay, these are layering. So you can just get the stamps and you can use your colored pencils or your watercolors or your alcohol markers. And then these here are layering. But she's got this one lily pad. I'm really looking at that. And there's the die. Okay. So maybe we'll have the lily pad just going across. Because I think the koi fish would be too big. I think the lily pad going across. But then again, I don't know for the fish. You know, I think I already did. I did. But I'll show you guys. I won't do it again. So this is what the koi fish are going to look like. Are they not cool? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'll tell you what the sentiments say. So since this is a good fortune collection, it's very calming. So it says, may the future bring you much success. Go with the flow. It's your day to shine. Happy birthday. To my life and soulmate, wishing you good fortune on your birthday. Just keep swimming. Love that one. You're thinking of, I know, I got it. Like the koi, navigate the currents of life with resilience and strength, for true success is born from perseverance. hmm Wishing you peace and comfort. Look how small she got that font. Hey. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. And then be patient, the best is yet to come. So those are all the sentiments that are part of that stamp set. But you can see just how big this koi is. A big fish. And they're beautiful. And I did this with the stencils. I like to play. I love to play. So this might not work, but we could probably, I really want to use these. I really, really want to use these. We could probably put a short one right here, and then it would just go up and down. And then our koi fish could curl like that. Yeah? What do you think? This one's going to... Yeah. This is going to take a lot of perseverance. Just... Okay. So let's get everything together, right? Let's do that first. I'm going to get my cover back on so I don't lose anything. Yeah, too funny. This is just going to be my background. I'm just going to set this on here for stability once I've got everything set, and then we'll be able to get the mechanism and everything, and then this whole piece will go onto our card base. All right. I'm going to lose something. I know I am. All right. Let's choose an ink for this. I think I actually want to go with a teal. Let's go with a teal. So I'm going to use mist. I don't know what happened with one of my blending brushes. I washed it, I scrubbed it. I usually try to wash them like once a month and let them dry. Um, but it got rock hard. And it was my dye ink one. Not quite sure what was going on there. All right. Again, we're just going to go along the edge. Just to get somewhat of a shadow effect. I do want it heavier in the corners. Kind of like frames it just a little bit. Or at least that's how I look at it. All right. So that's, and it's up the right way. So that's our background. I almost grabbed my iced tea to clean the glass mat. That's funny. Where's my paper towel? Now, let's have some fun putting our pieces together. I know I'm going to be putting this together and then running it through my die cut machine. It's okay. Totally okay. But I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to think about this. So we have all of these wonderful, and I did die cut more of these. So I could use one of those as well and just have the koi be, just got a lot of these going on here. The koi be the too funny. Too funny. Now, where does that one go? Put that there. So I die cut these out of all different colors. Some are a lighter green, of course, as you can see. Some of them are darker green. But I think I kind of like the mix. I don't know. You can put that one there. You guys can let me know as you're seeing this. That one does go up there. And this is how I normally paper piece if I didn't lay it out already. Because then this will also tell me, okay, this piece goes here. This piece goes here. And see, it's like a puzzle. And then if I want to change any of these brighter ones out, I can. Now that one I do know I want the darker one. Where is that one? That one I already put down. I like those darker ones there. Some of these get really tiny. That I know goes there. That's too small. That one goes there. Can you tell? I used to love putting puzzles together. I hope you all aren't falling asleep. I do like the... I do like these to be the darker. I don't know. What do you guys think? The mix? Or should they be all one color? I think I put that one down already. Some of these get really, really tiny. And then I do have the centers for our feel like that goes right there. And that one goes right there. So we have the centers. Just looking at the comments. Well, I wash them every once in a while. Just to again, basically to clean them out. Any residue or anything like that. Oh, I laid that one down already. Because they can, over time, get gunked up just a little bit. That one goes there. And now I need some small ones. I need some itty bitty ones. They're the ones that are left. And they're all going that way. That was too small. Oh, here's a small one. I want a light green one on that one. I got that. Where's that light green one? I got one more. Now, nobody sneeze. Just saying. Nobody sneeze. That real tiny one right there. All right. So we're just going to take this one goes up here and this one goes down here. Yeah, I like to mix and match. I know. Wasn't it fun just watching me do all that? Yeah, I'm just saying. All right. So let's do this. Let's make sure my glue did not dry. It did not. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put dabs of glue here to get this piece on. So at this point, once I have them laid out, now I'm really not going to move them unless I know which ones they are. Because I don't want to, especially the plain ones, I don't want to lose where they go. So like that one I know goes there. And you can take a white, you could even take a white gel pen along these lines if you wanted to emphasize the ripples. That one flipped upside down. Don't be flipping. There we go. I feel like I'm doing surgery. And you know I'm going to lift this piece up, and there's going to be some that are not on here. Just saying. And you don't need much glue underneath them. All right, this one, I know. Whenever I put these together, I always wonder, how did she do this? And I do want to take a moment to thank everyone. One, for being here. That's always the most important. I think it's great when we all get together. Those of you that ordered the stamps, all the orders have gone out as of yesterday. I got through all of those. So I wanted to let you all know that. Am I good? Yeah. See? All right, now I think that goes right there. And if not, that's where it's going to go. There we go. So I thought I was able to, yes, get caught up on that. I get very nervous when they're just sitting there. All right. Just going to tap here just a little bit. I'm going to be daring. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Here we go. We can do this. I know you all are holding your breath for me. See? You all are holding your breath for me. Too funny. And I didn't watch, well, I watched Sabrina's release. But as I said, I'm getting caught up on a lot of videos. There were some things that I've been working on in the background. Can't say yet what they are. But you all, I hope, will enjoy it. Okay, here we go. Moment of test. Woohoo! Yay! Oh, have a good one, Anthony. Enjoy your day. Sorry you're not getting breakfast. All right. So now we have that. I am going to pull out, I want to pull this one out. So let me get this piece set up, because I think instead of using the stamped image, I think I'm going to use this die cut image. And then I need the smaller one, because I think the smaller one will look good if it just moves down here. What do you think? And I want to move that off this piece. And now we'll take this and we'll put that there. Now I wonder. All right, so I need two of these. I need one with a post and one with it. I need one with a post and one without. And I think there's 10. Yes, there's 10 pairs in here that you get. These look like those snap things. And I think I am. If we're going to do that, then we're going to go all out. All right. Is that going to be big enough? I don't want the white to show. Never fear. I have a bigger one. I always, whenever I die cut, these little pieces, not so much the big background, of course, but these little pieces when there's now I'm hoping this should be big enough. Fingers crossed. Yes. Okay, so that will fit. Okay. There's a what I should do is die cut. I will stencil this with everyone here. I'm going to set aside. We're not going to use any more of the leaves because we've got that done. But I should die cut this. I want to see how big it is. All right. Let's move things out of my way, because you know what will happen if I don't. Let's see how they look when this die cuts. I'm going to cut in between. And I did this on a really lightweight paper. We can die cut both of them. That one goes there. Give me my tape. You know, sometimes lining up my dies is just as bad on my brain as doing anything else. There, and let's just do that. All right, so we'll tack there. I just shifted it. And we'll tack here. And we'll be able to run this through. Let's not rip. Does anybody? Oh, never mind. I think with every machine, and I love my Spellbinders machines. Love them. I'm a fan of Spellbinder machines. I know not everyone is. But I don't know if it's the fact that I always get one with like a lot of pressure. And it always cuts into my tape. Always. All right, let's get that out of my way. See? Always does it. All right. So yeah, I don't get to reuse my tape that often. Let's pull in our piece. So here's the one that would sit like that. I mean, I could have him or her sit just like that and then have the sentiment, but then I wouldn't have any movement thingies. Unless I prop him there. The sentiment could go down here. I mean, it would look cool. Now, this would also look cool if you did like a full clear shaker card and have sequins going on in here and still do all of this, but have sequins going on or like clear beads. And like you can have both of these up on here, raised up. That would look cool. That would look very cool. I could put my sentiment there. And then this would still up and down. What do you think? Oh, good, Linda. I'm not the only one. Oh, good, Gwen. Okay. So, okay. I'm not alone. I like that. So if I put that there, that would come down here and go all the way up there. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah? Or still put the sentiment, because the sentiment I want to use is the letting go. You guys know I said, yeah, oh, okay, that needs to go down there. That like fits perfectly down there. So this needs to go, how about if we put that on an angle? And then it would do this. What do you think? I'm getting there, Maddie. I'm getting too old to crank. And I do have an electronic um, machine. I think that's going to go there. Because then it'll do that. And then do that. Okay. I'm going to hold that down. Really? Okay. There. And there. Now, I'm just putting these holes here so that I know this is where this goes. Okay. Let's do some stenciling, shall we? What the? Oh my goodness. These cards are so worth it. They really are. I love these cards. Okay. Yeah. Let's do some stenciling. And I'll stencil both of them again because it's just too much fun to not do that. All right, let's set this aside. I'm going to grab, and I have the colors that I used before. So I'm using whale, dolphin, and mandarin. All right, so I'm still within the fish family there. And it's my Positively inks. I do like that scent. Now I'm going to use my small. And I'm going to use a piece of 110-pound Recollections. I'm just going to cut this in half. And I'm going to use the die itself to give it dimension. And I'm going to tape that down. There we go. Oh, boo. Boo me. All right. I'm going to stamp my images first. Because we should. And I'm going to use my VersaFine because it dries quicker. I rewatched that segment of the video of the live last week. And it made me giggle. Perfect. Did not get my chamois prepped. Very upsetting that I did not get the chamois prepped. So yeah, I did. I rewatched that again, and it just made me giggle. I still think the same thing. But again, we each have. I guess I should get my sentiment stamped too. You know what? I'm just going to stamp that right here. And I'll cut that out. There we go. All right, so now I don't have to worry about the stamp anymore. I do want the stencils. We need that. What did I do with the cover? Okay. I think next Saturday is going to be a trip for me. So, Cordelia, you should know that I'll be getting with my sister. I know you love it when I say that. But it's not on a Sunday, although there will be one in May. Just letting you know. So preparing you. But we are getting together next Saturday. I'm going to her house. And I want you to all think about me because she wants me to teach her crocheting. Yeah. So these are the stencils. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-part. Now I'm not going to use this one. All right, because that's just the solid part. So we can skip that one. And she has them identified. Good Fortune Koi stencil, and then number 2, so that you can do them in the area. Now, of course, we're going to do one, and then we're going to move to the other one, and so forth. So this one, I'm going to use my mint tape. Oh, well. Hi, Dana. How are you doing? Did you sneak in? I like the 110-pound recollections too. Linda, I use that. So for my neutrals, all right, all of my neutral cardstock, black, craft, just lining this up here. For my white, my black, cream, and I love their white dove. It's like a very pale off-white. That's all I buy. That's for those colors. It's always the Recollections 110-pound. It is. It's wonderful. All right, no gray. All orange. I don't need those because I'm using these. All right, so here's my orange. Here's the black. And which one's my gray? I'm going to say this one's my gray. Yeah, my eyes are failing me too. All right, so I'm going to start with the lighter gray. And I'm going to do each one, each color as we go. So I'm going to start out with Dolphin. And I always start off of the area I'm stenciling and then come on to the area that I'm stenciling. It's just a habit. And now we're going to do this one. Well, that one took right on. Okay. Yay me. And the Positively inks, they will dry back and smooth out. All right, so that's our light gray. And then when I clean my stencils, I just use rubbing alcohol. When I use my dye inks or my oxides. All right, our next one is the orange, I think. It's the orange. Here we go. Yes, this is the orange. And that is Mandarin. And I like the variations in the colors. I think that adds something. You don't have to do that. Now we're just going to move this down. And now we're going to do the same thing. Very strong, vibrant orange. So anyway, so yes, I'm going to my sister's. I'm going to teach her crocheting. Now, my mother, yes, attempted to, so my sister, and I know, I believe I've said this before, she is a cross stitcher. That's her craft. She does not veer away. Now she recently retired. She is enjoying every moment of her retirement. And she's taking all kinds of different classes. Now this is, excuse me, this is done in black, and I'm going to use my VersaFine. Simon Says the Positively inks don't come with a crisp black. So I'm going to use my VersaFine because I really want this to have a solid coverage. So she's trying different things, like she's taking all kinds of classes, and stuff like that. She did needle felting recently at a studio. She had a ball. She made a sea glass Christmas tree recently. So she'll try new things. Now, for some reason, she wants to learn crocheting. Yeah. Now, when my mom tried to teach her knitting, it was, it was just a little scary. There was some violence. I don't know if I can say violence on YouTube, so I don't get a strike here. But there was just some strong words being used. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just need to turn this. So when you're going on an angle, you just got to make sure that what I do is I line up the tail and then I'll turn it so that it gets into place. It was absolutely hysterical. Now, I almost went on that one. Now, why my mother wanted to attempt to teach her knitting, I have no idea. I need this out. But it was an extremely fun day because every Sunday we used to go to my mom's, me and my sister, and we would just get together and we would craft. You know, mom would be working on what she was working on, and I would bring over something to work on, and all that fun stuff. There's something I'm missing on this fish. I found it. I need to do this fin. Were you all screaming that? Des, you're forgetting the fin. You're forgetting the fin. Wonder if I have enough. I do. Ah. Um. So, and we would, and God, we did that for years. As long as we were able to, we would do that. And for some reason, my mom came up with this idea. It was an awesome day. But we vowed to um, never attempt this again. The knitting needles had turned into something else. And knitting needles are not to be projectiles. Nope. They were projectiles. So I figured with crocheting, there's not a point. And I plan on bringing a couple bottles of wine or tequila. I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that yet. I do. So I used to knit all the time. Um, I'm one of those people where here's our koi fish. I'm one of those people where I've gotten involved in a lot of crafts, and a good portion of them stuck with me. Um, I don't do them as much as what I do this. But when I'm able to take a break, they help to clear my brain. Not that that's an easy job. I'm just saying. Um, so, okay, is that this one? No, I need this one. Um, so I still spin. Yes, I spin yarn. hmm I do it both with a wheel, a spinning wheel, a double tread, and I also do them. I also spin yarn on a spindle, a hand spindle. You know where you just spin it. I used to weave when I had the weaver. I no longer do that. But I do have a small weaving machine still. It makes bands. Oh, and the name of it just went right out of my head. So I still do that once in a while. And I want to do a few more because I think they'd be great for journals to make a band. Oh, I got a little orange there. That's okay. I cross stitch as well. That's usually what I'm bringing when me and my sister get together. Or I used to knit sweaters. My favorite were what were called Lopi sweaters, the thick wool sweaters with the yoke design. Now I knit socks. I love knitting socks. Could absolutely do that forever. And my sister loves them because she demands that, nope, she demands that they are a gift. Yes. And while my die cutter's out, I'm going to remove the tape. Die cut the fish 2 more times each because I don't know which one I'm going to use yet because they both coil at the or curve at the same spot. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to do that as well with this. So I almost cut my card base. So I'm going to grab a piece of this, cut that down. Let's see, can I have that there? Are you kidding me? Do not make me. Okay. These are some big fish. My think I'm just going to die cut each of them once, because nobody needs to see this. Please, no. So it'll be a good time. Husband's already on standby in case he has to pick me up. I personally think she's going to be just fine. She does not think so. So I'm going to make sure that I watch Biddy on Saturday, because I'm always there. I'm always in the background because I'm working on something. That hopefully will calm me down. And then I'm going to be heading over. So next Sunday it'll be fun because you'll get to hear all about it. I'm like counting down the days here. It's like, oh. All right, so let's get these. Let's get dimension. I'm going to get these both layered up. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have to pull out the bit. Okay, if you hear my cat, Max is fast asleep, snoring. Because I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. And I'm going to have to pull out my other die cut machine. I just realized that. All right, we are all set. Where's our piece? We've got that. We know that's going there. Now, which one do I want? That's what I did. I just, because I know this is going here. Or do I want this one? I think I like this one. And I could put them down lower. No. I like them right there. Okay. So let's get our die cut. Now you'll know the magic of the holes. Kalinda, how are you doing? Yes, Kalinda. Some of them are. My socks are. I'm just Cordelia. So this is why I have the hole there, so now I can put that in there and just say, okay, this is going to go here. And I'm going to try to grab a piece of tape. And I'm going to just eyeball that right there. This is going to go here. Don't move. We're using that. This We're using this one because I like his white nose. I like the white nose. And plus I made a boo-boo on those. Okay, but we're still going to keep him. And the other two that I did. Because I can strengthen them up with more layers. All right. Let me get these out of my way or else they are going to get everything inked up. Let's get the big guns in. Can you tell I'm like, oh. All right, what do I got here? Well loved. All right, I don't need that shim. Helps if I put it on the cutting plate. Okay. Oh, that's cool. It like embedded the things in there. Okay, I like that. Okay. And that's all I needed that for, right? I don't need it for any, no. Okay. So those are the pieces. Oh, please. Oh, please don't do this to me. Be nice. All right. So now we have that. So we take our washer, right? And we put that there. And then I put this here as well. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to put tape here because it cut into those layers. And I'm going to use Scotch tape. I'm going to take it right up to the side. And I'm going to do that to both sides. Because I don't think it's going to do what it's supposed to do if I don't do that. So now, see, now they're all together. Do I have to do that anywhere else? I'm going to do it above it. Okay. And then I just snap this on, right? Now, the other things, back to my sister, the other things that I'll bring to my, okay, it's on there now. Yeah, it does add some weight, doesn't it? Okay, this is fun. It's upside down. I thought I put it in the wrong spot. Okay. All right, now I need to make sure that my double-sided tape here on the back is higher. Right? Got my mega roll here. We're going to have to double this up. That I know. Okay, I think that's what I'm looking for. So, I'm hoping I can take this and fold it back onto itself, line it up, push down, and now I've got at least a long strip. Just going to trim off that edge. Oh, I was saying the other thing. I'm so encouraged because this is the first time I'm doing this. I've never done these before. All right, so now I'm just going to put one here. Come down. Okay. Are my paper beads. I will bring those with me as well. Because there are some things that I'm making for that show that I do. All right, I'm going to cut this here. Because I'm making lots of paper beads. So remember in our live, I showed you the Pandora style beads. I am turning those into bookmarkers, tumbler charms, foam charms. And there was something else. All right. Is that all the height that I need now? I don't need to do the whole thing, right? If you don't want to, you may want to put another slide in. Question. Is the koi just supposed to slide? Okay, so the koi, Dama, is not the thing, is not the item that's moving. What I'm having move is a lily pad. And the koi is staying stationary. So the koi fish is good. I guess I should get this stuck on that. And that's where her sticky spots come in, right? Yes. So yeah, it's not the koi. I was originally going to look at that for the koi to move, but My vision wasn't coming through. Right, that just needs to stop moving. All right, and now I probably should have stuck that on before. Oh, okay. No, that's fun. Okay, and it'll spin around. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's not the koi. Not the koi. Now I'm hoping here comes the true test. I am going to remove all of the release paper. And I do this too with my shaker cards. Whenever I'm doing an interactive piece, and Amanda, if you're watching, these things are awesome. I'm just saying. If I'm doing a shaker card or something interactive like this, or the lights, I always put a back panel on it. And then I take it to my card base. I don't know why. It's just something that I've always done. Oh, and it moves. It's still moving. Okay. So that was enough. Okay. Yeah. And I think that was the scrapbook.com. And then I'll trim this away. The scrapbook.com thicker double-sided tape that I used for this. I was looking at my 3M because I really want to use that up. So I've always done this. So now this panel will get put onto my card. For some reason, I've always done that. So I'll put my shaker bits in there, and then I'll put this panel up, and then I know I'm good to go. I never do this all directly onto my card base. I just have that fear. Now this will cover up the front, the entire front of the card base. So let's get our glue on here. And I'm going to put a little bit more than normal. I always check my card now. A lot of the cards that I had shown last week for the release. So I was choosing cards because everybody got a card. Because all of those, whenever I mass make cards or anything like that, if I'm not putting them up for sale or if I'm not giving them away, those are my thank yous. When somebody makes a purchase. Well, I realized that a lot of them were put on upside down. I'm like, well, that can't work. So, yeah. I was laughing hysterically. And then I was thinking, well, they expect comic relief from me. So there was possibility that some of them still went into. So I'm going to push that up to make sure and push it down to make sure. All right, so that is where the fish needs to go. My little koi. Where's my pencil? Well, we're just going to eyeball that. So we'll get our koi fish down. So now our koi fish is down, and now we'll get our sentiment. That is still going to sit down in the bottom because I think that spot was just made for it. And I could have, colored in this spot here. That's something to think about. But I'm okay that it looks like that. My sentiment's on white cardstock. My little fishies outlined in white. And there we go. I think that is absolutely adorable. I don't know how Amanda finds all of these gadgets for us to play with. And this is just awesome. Very easy. Very easy to work with. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Okay. I am not going to be able to finish. If I even started the third project, we would be here till probably. So, and I knew it was going to be that way. So I knew. Now you guys know me. I always straighten up as we come. Now we're not done yet. We'll do something collagey. How's that? And Amanda sent me all of that stuff to play with. Bless her heart. She is such a good person. Oh my goodness. She's funny to talk to. Oh, hysterical. And I can't wait to see her. She's going to be at Paper Ganza, of course, so I'm going to be able to finally meet her face to face. And everyone else. I am just so looking so forward to this. But she had also sent me, she's got the Card Makers T-squares in A2 and A7. But know that even though they say A2 and A7, like this one here is, with this 0 center dots marking thirds, landscape and portrait for 1/8 and 1/4 inch. This one's doing 3/8 and 1/2 inch. So they have two different sizes, even though one says A2 and the other one says A7. You can use the A7 on both sides, and then this one would be good for, just your A2. So T rulers. Can't have enough of T rulers as well. So Amanda, if you're watching, thank you. I had a ball with these. So I knew when I was die cutting, it was either, okay, I need to make these two cards, or we just make the one project. And the one project, no, I just don't think. I think it would have, I'm still going to do it. So I'll have a separate video up for that one. Later on, either this week or next. There will definitely be by the end of the month that you will see that. And I'm going to show you what my idea is when it comes to that project. Let me just clear out because it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's see. All right. Let me move these off. And let's real quick, we can recap. So these are the two cards that we made. Again, it's like a puzzle when you do paper piecing die cutting. But what's great is, I could have used pattern paper for the bamboo. I could have used pattern paper for the background of our little panda bear. And then the black could have been on top of that. That's what's great with her die sets. You can mix and match. And her die sets are perfect for scraps. All of these pieces here, except for the background, were cut by scraps that I have. This, of course, is a main piece, but these leaves and the panda, all die cut from scraps. So her dies also allow for scrap busting, that solid cardstock that we keep. Because if you're a die cutter, oh yeah, you keep all of your square bits and pieces. I love this. Okay, so those are our two I love the background. I love how that came out. I love this. I'm going to be doing this all day today because I think that is just so cute the way that's just floating around. Okay, now I've got to dig and find all this die cutting. Because you guys know me, I'm just throwing stuff. All right, that's going to go here. That's going to go here. That will go here. I don't need that. Okay. So this was going to be our next project. Yeah. The other two projects that we just did had one box. This one's got 1, 2, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 boxes. So one of the things I'm like, Linda, oh goodness. So one of the things in the new Good Fortune collection by Sabrina, I need something to drink. Hold on here. In every collection, she comes up with some type of pop-up. All right. Just some type of it. So in her Halloween release last year, she came out with the 7-inch tall tunnel pop-up. Those tunnels. And we did a live where I did like 3 different versions. And I focused on Christmas for that. So there's a base, and then she always does these beautiful add-ons to those pieces. She really helps you to stretch her dies. Because again, anything in this craft, it's an investment. So she wants to make sure that that investment, when it comes to the main pop-up, can be used for all kinds of different things. Now, the pop-up means they lay flat, so it actually, when it's flattened, it's a 5x7 tunnel, and then when it comes up, the tunnel mechanism, you see it. So for this release, she came out with a 5.5 and 5.5 by 5.5 inch tunnel. And it's a little different because the tunnel doesn't flatten side to side. It flattens up and down. So when it's flat, it's a 5x5. When it's flattened, it's 7x5. So this stays here, and then this actually flattens out on the top and the bottom, not the sides. So she created that. So this is her new pop-up. But I was looking at this and saying, okay, we've done tunnel. And these are all of the pieces that I die cut for that. They're gorgeous because then, and this is one die set. You also get this too. So you get these 2 branches. All right. And then here's your base. And you get a sentiment that says Happy Mother's Day with it. So what I didn't realize was you can see that one of these, this is the background for the flowers. one of these is for one branch and one of these is for the other branch, because she was thinking ahead. I wasn't. So this is all piled together. Yeah. Okay. So you see why we would be here till 6 o'clock tonight. And then she has two of the overlays. Again, one goes for the one branch and one goes to the other branch so that they're easier to put together. And again, if you're a member of her Facebook group, that is where she provides a PDF. It's a layout of where all the pieces go. She breaks it down for you. And again, they are just for you. Please, we don't want her design stolen. We have enough of that going on. Okay. So that's what this is. But I was thinking, well, instead of a pop-up, because we've done that together. Where's my lid? Gotta find my lid. Oh, gotta find the lid. Let me put that in there. So that's all these pieces. Why don't we create the book? Make the book. And I don't know if you guys have seen this die before, but it is a pop-up book. And again, these two are together. So here you die cut this piece twice. So this is the cover and your back. And then you die cut this piece 4 times, and 2 of them you cut to the size that you want. So one would be for the 2 sides because it's a 5x7 book. You would cut it 6 3/4, 6 3/4, and then your 5 would be 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. So you would cut 2 of them that way. And then these accordions link together. So you get this accordion frame. And then you can put all of your pieces in, and it looks like the tunnel where it's just all dimensional and all of that stuff. Why couldn't we take these pieces and create that size of a book? So that's what we're going to do. That's what you're going to see. Because I love this book die. I really, really do. And it's stuck. No, it's not. It just glued to that magnet that we have there. So I do have all of those pieces die cut as well. I've just got to cut down what the book size will be and what these will be. So I believe this is going to be like a 5.5 by 5.5 inch book when all said and done. Now, what she also came out with, now this is where all of the pieces are going to fill into the book. So let me move that. So this one here, these are the add-ons to the tunnel. So this one is the cherry blossom. All right. And then that's what that will look like. And you've got these thin frames. So there's nothing in here. So that frame is going to sit within the accordion. At least that's what I'm envisioning. So we have that, and all of those pieces are in there. And then this one is the lantern. So I pulled the lantern, and then these pieces are actually going in the back of the book. So the back cover. And again, I'm going to cut this away, cut that frame away, so that that'll just sit in the back on the bottom with the lantern coming down. And then this is going to be like the background inside the book. And this is the pergola. So we're going to have all of that. No, that's going to be in the front. I'm sorry, the front inside the book. And then all of these pieces are going to be layered back. No, those pieces are in here. And then finally, this is the mountain and crane. So the cranes are going to be spread throughout the layers, and then the mountains are going to be in the background of the book. So that's what we're creating with all of this. Would not be able to get it done now. Nope. These are very interesting die sets. Yes. So these are great if you like to make smaller cards. So these are great for 5x5 cards. I mean, they're great little scenes. that you can do. But these are the add-on to her square. I mean, that is just beautiful. And then she also has in the collection mini koi fish to die cut, dragonflies, and there was something else. But I just thought these were cute and would be great in that book. And again, to be able to change the size of one of her pop-ups, I think is a great way to stretch those dies, to use them in another way. And that's something that I do really enjoy about her products. I know she made that pumpkin, the pop-up pumpkin, and then she had all of these add-ons. Well, I took two of those and glued them together and put a tea light in the bottom for a snowman, because one of the add-ons was a snowman face. So you can just do so much with her pieces, the pop-ups and everything else, and just have fun with it. Just have a lot of fun with it. So that's what the next project is going to be, but there's no way we would even be able to get that even started. We would not even be able to get that started. Nope. 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 Absolutely not. So hopefully you'll see that. Now that'll be a voiceover video. Because again, if I did that live, um, because Maddie, the reason why I didn't is because I forgot. She had asked, why didn't I use, like a dark teal panel or the same color here? Two reasons. One, today I forgot. And two, when I was die cutting this wasn't in my mind yet, having this mechanism on there. As I was getting everything ready, I'm like, oh, yeah, we can do this. And I wasn't thinking. So that's why. But I'm okay with it. I mean, it's all good. Everyone, you're just going to do this. So, you really can't tell that it's white. Stuff like that. As I'm flipping the card all over the place. So yeah. Let's see, what else? No, Maddie, there was no injuries, but it was close when it came to my mom and my sister. Um, I personally was laughing hysterically. Just saying. Because the whole time that I was watching this unfold with my sister and my mother, teaching her how to knit, I'm like, and who came up with this idea? Because I know my sister. Now, and we've always been, me, my sister, and my mom, we've always been crafty people. You name the craft, we've tried it, we've engaged in it. We go overboard with it and all of that fun stuff. So, yeah, always. Absolutely always. Let's do one more card. How's that? Let's do one more card. Um, I just need to grab something first. And I think I have it right here. Nah, not quite there. Hang on. let's have some fun with watercolors. And I'm going to use some hot press paper. Get my water. So dug this. So I've been going through every year. We clean. So I'm going to use these. These are by Meeden. And they're like little cards. I don't know. I thought they were cute. It was dangerous. I was on Amazon. I need to stay off Amazon. I want to see because I think these are 100% cotton as well. It doesn't say. It just says 10 sheets and you got 2 in a pack. 4x6 hot press. We'll see. I do like their, if you're looking for a 100% watercolor paper that's not breaking the bank, which is really impossible right now. Meeting's it. And it's not bad. It's not bad. All right, let's do a layout. But anyway, I was cleaning out and where do I want that to go? Let's get that down. And I just, you're able, when you clean, you're able to look at all of your stuff and say, okay, have I used this? No. Do I want to use this? Maybe. And there was just some stamps that I came across where I'm like, you know what? I really need to pull that back out. And this was one of them. I just like the design. I think I like the openness and the closed leaves. And yes, I'm using this because I'm going to heat emboss. Okay, we need another one. So it was fun. I do enjoy cleaning out my area. Once a year. I do it once a year. And it used to be because I gotta have new things come in. Now it's just okay. Let's get somebody else to love this. Let's get somebody else to enjoy it. I'm going to put that like that. We are going to nuzzle this right in there. And I'm hoping nope, not going to work. We're going to go back to my original plan where I want this to nestle in right there. And I'm going to come in with my black fine liner to fill that back in. And then big squeak, big squeak. I need there's too much ink down on there. And even though I already have ink on the back, I don't want to get too much more on this. And that one's going to go up like that. Let's get this coated. So yeah, Meaden. It's not bad. I've been working with their papers. And they come in blocks. So you can either, work on it as a block, or you can take it off, tape it down. So I've been working with it both ways. I do like to take it off and not work in the block. All right, obnoxious sound. All right. I have a journal cover me, but that's as far as I've gotten. Okay. All right. So now to flatten this out just a little bit, we wiggle it. I just got to get this extra powder. With me having that fan on above me, just powder does tend to go everywhere. So we just wiggle it. That's all. Wiggle it both ways. And see, it's not as warped. Because I'm not going to tape this down. I mean, you can. I'm going to use my Mission Gold today. The colors are just so vibrant. I don't know what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my QRs, but they really are vibrant. I haven't shown them much love, so let's show them some love. And I need a brush. And I'm going to use my trusty dusty 8. And paper towel. So I like this stamp set because of the bold. That bold black. We don't have to worry about leaves or anything else like that. But I do just really like that. All right, I think this is a poppy, or it's supposed to be a poppy. I'm going to put a light wash down. And again, this will tell me if they are, or if this is 100% cotton. And even though this is embossed, I'm still taking each petal individually. Because I'm still getting these different shades. And I do believe that this is 100% cotton. So here is what will tell me. Yeah, and I didn't put too much water in that, so I believe it is. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a darker shade with little water. I want a lot of pigment in there. And I'm just going down along this bottom edge. And then I'm cleaning off my brush. I'm zooming you in. And then I'm coming from the top with water, clean water, and then I'm just touching that watercolor down there. And if I think I have too much, I'm going to try to pick it up. But I'm letting this just meld together. And I'm keeping some of the original color that I have on the bottom. It's just another way to, and I'm keeping it where all of these dark lines are. It just gives you a different look. Plus, I'm on hot pressed. Now, even though they say that this is hot press, it does have some cool texture to it. So this is like a hot press medium, because it does have some texture to it. I'm going to have that coming off the other side. But yeah, I do think possibly these are. Again, when I work with watercolors, I like them to do the work. Because honestly, I mean, it's not that I'm a lazy crafter, but we have these beautiful supplies. Let them do the work when it comes to that. I do work with watercolors very differently than most. That's a lot. Because I could actually watch them do their magic all day. Now I'm coming down to the last few petals. This one I'm actually just going to color that in, or watercolor that one in. And again, I'm just letting that tip go right into that darker color that I add and letting it do its thing. Yeah, the book is going to, I think that's going to be filmed over days. All right, now I want to do, so I'm going to bring in my indigo. I love indigo. It's right up there with Payne's Gray. I am going to give this just a teal effect. So I mixed indigo and peacock blue. And I kind of need a lot of this. So to make a lot of a puddle, you just keep pulling it out. And then to lighten it, you're just going to add your water. Now, for this, I am going to add my water down. And I'm just scribbling. And I want to stay close. And I'm just staying close to the stems. And I just am seeing where this is going to go. It may not go anywhere. It may go somewhere. But I just want to see where that's going to go. I'm going to quick grab my fine liner. Not that one. And all I'm doing is making this connection. I just want it connected into the flower. And I know it's not embossed, but that's okay. All right, and we're going to do the same thing up here. Again, just following the stem. And making sure, because I don't know where this water is going. I just know, oh, there goes the black. That's what happens when you don't wait for a micron to dry. Microns, yes, they will not bleed or anything else. However, you need to let them dry. And when you don't have water somewhere, just squiggle it through and then add water. Because the beauty of watercolors is they will go where there's water. Or you can just spread it out and just let it do its thing. Here seems a little too. And just have fun with it. And if you don't like splattering, just by taking your brush and just dabbing it, it'll kind of, just give you the same effect. And if you think it's too dark, just go in and lighten it up. And there you go. I would splatter because you guys know I love to splatter, but I don't want the splatters to get on that flour. I agree, Maddie. So, Lisa, if you do have a chat, no, you can't. All right, let me real quick dry this a little bit. So, obnoxious sound coming out. All right, let's see. That definitely needs a piece of black cardstock. What do you think? I am going to use my 2-inch film because, well, this is, it's somewhat flat. Let's take you back out. Just a little bit. Um, it's still got a little bit of warping. And whenever I do watercolors or anything like that, I do use this tape. I went crooked. All right, you, come on. Four by six. Yeah, I didn't measure. it's You can't get it out of me. I just put these things down. And I think I'm going to use the white dove. So the black was Recollections 110. Here, this is the white dove 110. And here's the white. I don't know if you can see that, but this is just like the faintest of ivory. It's not a cream. It's just an ivory. And to me, it's very close to a Gina K cardstock that I absolutely love. And I forget. I forget if she calls it ivory or cream. It's just gorgeous. So we're going to use that. So you were able to see that. It's the white dove is just, it can be used as white or ivory. It's really cool that way. So like the craft, yeah, I make sure this one's always in. So what would you guys like to do next weekend? You want to do something vintage? Do we want to do collaging type cards? What do you want to do? I'm going to pop this up onto a piece of foam. I do still use foam. I like using foam. I think it adds a lot. I also get asked a lot about these scissors. So those scissors are by FSJ. Fun Stamper's Journey. I think it was Spellbinders had bought it. And these were one of the first things that I got. And these are the only things that cut this tape and do not get gummed up at all. There is no gumming. If I use these, they gum up. I don't know why. I don't know what the formula is. But when they say that those are Teflon, yep, they are Teflon. So that's why you're constantly seeing me change my scissors. Because I don't want to clean my scissors. I will. But every time I do, I cut myself. Just saying. It's an experience in my room. It truly is. But these are extremely sharp. And I mean extremely sharp. That is a cut over here or something. There we go. That one took a fraction of the time. But it's fun to do that. Let's see. Oh, good. You're all finding each other. Oh, oh, I'm sorry, Kalinda. Have a good one. Sorry I missed you going. Okay. So, this is what we did today. If I can find them. Here they are. Never fear. So, two totally different. But again, that's the fun in creating in your room. You're just grabbing stuff. You're just having fun with it. And I enjoy these moments where okay, I've got something planned. May not be able to get to all of them, but I'm going to have some time to do something else so we can do that. Why not? And again, I'm using my supplies. I'm having fun with them, showing just different ways to let that watercolor. And yes, this is 100% cotton. So I can tell because even though it's hot press, I don't have blooms. That's usually the sign if something's 100% cotton. Um, with what I did here, I would have had major blooms going on. Here, it just kept on traveling up to where the water was in a smooth gradient nature. So I do believe that these are 100% cotton. All right. But just had fun to, we started out getting our hands used to this. It was like an exercise, getting warming up, and then boom, then we went to this one where it was a puzzle piece to find all of this. And again, die cutting's not for everyone. All right. And this die cutting is one step up because there are so many pieces. But again, I find it like a puzzle. I find it fun, challenging. It can be frustrating, yes. But the work is already has its dimension. You don't have to really add anything else, such as foam dots or foam squares or anything like that, because the paper will automatically add that dimension for you. And to give this. And this collection is just it's beautiful. It's got that Japanese culture, a little bit of Asian coming in, um, with the perseverance and courageous and serenity, all into it. So a very unique collection. And then we just grabbed our watercolors and just had fun with it, stamping and watching how microns bleed when you get them wet too soon. So again, that's crafting at its best. I mean, that's what it is. If anyone wants to think that as a creator or a content creator that everything's perfect, no. Oh no. And honestly, I don't have time to edit it out. I'm gonna be very honest. I mean, that's the truth. But this is it. But you can overcome that as well. There are no mistakes, whether I'm talking about tangling or I'm talking about paper crafting. There are no mistakes. You can fix them. You can absolutely fix them. They are happy accidents and make you think outside the box to make it into something else. May not be what you planned, but it's into something else and it's still beautiful. It's still art. That's at least how I look at it, when it comes to that. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do enjoy these Sundays. I have a lot of fun. We'll come up with something next week that will be fun and interesting. when it comes to being creative. It won't be die cutting. Maybe it'll be watercoloring or vintage collaging or something like that. It'll be something fun. This was fun too. All right. So it'll be something different. I hope you all take care. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for those of you that purchased the stamps. I appreciate that as well. I just appreciate everyone. All right. I'm truly grateful and I'm honored that you're allowing me to be part of your creative journey. So thank you. I will see you next Sunday. And until then, you know how to reach me if you have any questions. Take care, continue to stay safe, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye.